Yeah. Don Rothschild. Storm returns. No forgiveness. No illusions, only revelation. I walk through the citadel of shadows where the gatekeepers rise. Saw the keepers of the void carve commandments in the seven skies. Every monarch of deception wore a crown of mechanized lies. And the generals of the empire had machines inside their eyes. I study codes in forgotten temples where the prophets were slain. Found the manuscripts of tortures that the sovereigns ordained. They injected newborn children with synthetic disdain, so the bloodline stay compliant through a parliament's chain. I saw archons in the rafters eating memories whole, turning centuries of wisdom to a programmable soul. Every tyrant that I face tried to purchase control, but the weapon in my scripture is the rebel make scroll. I spit visions of a galaxy the empire is erased. Felt the cosmic architecture being silently displaced when the angels fell screaming into government waste. Every senator was baptized in the innocence they taste. My reality collapses every doctrine they preach, and the oracles convulse when I approach them to teach. There are libraries of suffering that the monarchs beseech, but I burn them into ashes with a verse out of reach. Their intelligence agencies are authors of grief, with the architects of chaos wear a crown of belief. But their hierarchy trembles when I tear through the teeth and convert their sacred algorithms into cosmic relief. Break the spine of the tyrant, let the citadels bleed. I expose every horror that the architects breed. When the angels refuse and the fallen succeed, truth becomes the weapon that the prophets decreed. I walked the labyrinth of ruins where the giants were bound, heard the resonance of galaxies beneath government ground. The custodians of silence tried to turn me around, but my voice shook the pillars till the monarchs uncrowned. I've seen soldiers born of data in a sovereign lab, race to tear apart the centers with a digital jab. Their obedience is coded in a ceremonial slab, and the generals to lead them when their memories grab. I infiltrated sanctuaries guarded by special machines, saw the high priest of logic harvested dreams for extraction, ancient bloodlines into classified screens, and replace every philosopher with programmable schemes. The scripture is a virus that they feed to the blind, an indoctrinated blueprint for the docile mind. But I carved sigils in the shadows only rebels can find, then unleash the lost angels that the monarchs combined. I tore open the dimension where the watchers reside, saw them weaponize existence with a sovereign stride. When the kings of false kingdoms try to force me inside, I dissolve their foundations with a cosmic divide. Every tyrant is a relic of a long get right, and the throne becomes dust when confronted with light. My philosophy's warfare in a metaphysical night. I make demons flee screaming from the truth that I write. Break the spine of the tyrant, let the citadels bleed. I expose every horror that the architects breed. When the angels refuse and the fallen succeed, truth becomes the weapon that the prophets decreed. I witnessed the mortals in the vacuum carving symbols of fate, turning refugees of spirit into armies of hate. Every minister of darkness carries sorrow as weight, and they feed upon the hopeless till the timelines break late. I confronted ancient guardians in a temple of bone, felt the afterlife collapse when they shattered the throne. The conspirators of cosmos tried to hollow my tone, till I summoned lost seraphs with a scripture unknown. I turned iron into warnings that the monarchs despise, heard the soul in secret doctrine reading violently of lies. Every prophecy they silence now becomes realized, cause the truth cannot be murdered when the veil is inside. My anatomy is crafted from rebellions inside, a rebellion encoded in the fabric of time. Every rhyme becomes a hammer that collapses the spine of the gods that enslaved every innocent line. When the crimson clock shiver and the heavens unwind, I'll be standing with the remnants that the tyrants decline. The apocalypse they fear is not destruction aligned, it's the moment all illusions finally lose their mind. Don Rothschild. End of reigns, end of monarchs. Only the blade of truth survives.